What's up, friends? Ooh. Dude, the Trump rally is like back in full force. Waking up every day to these big updates overnight. Incredible. I've been spending this time trying to like get better and feel better from being all flu ridden and stuff. I should be staying up all night trading. Lucas got his payout from Take Profit Trader. Thank you, Matt. Oh, well, glad to hear it, man. Teaching people how to fish. The best to ever do it. But you are the guys putting in the work. I'm not giving handouts. I'm not showing you guys the trade. I'm literally handing you a weapon. You guys are the ones that are using it. It's amazing. New VIX Triple B. Oh, yep. Let's do it. All right. Benny took care of it in chat. I need to do it. All right. Show you how to do the calc. All right. It's super easy. It's like the easiest calc in the world. Okay, ready? You go get a fib tool. You measure at the open. Right there. Boom. And you measure at the close right there. Boom. And then you come in here. Make sure it's all lined up there on the edge. There she is. And get our line going right here. 1883. That wasn't that hard. So ETF is having a 65% off sale right now on Fast Tracks, I think. So if you guys are doing ETF, they got another sale. They're 90% went away. And I think Tradeify is having like a 50% off. You guys know I have a code for Tradeify now. So if you guys are interested. Speaking of Tradeify, I'd like for you guys to have a straight to funded program. And I will be talking with Brett one-on-one this Friday on my Twitter space. So you guys got to come to that. Give some love to our friends over at Take Profit. I mean, not Take Profit, Tradeify. Take Profit. I'm here, I'm reading you say Take Profit. Freudian slip there. Let me sure my numbers are correct on the DD tables here. 144 and a quarter. Add those really quick. Is it still 42? The number that rules them all. Oh, 158.50. Oh, NASDAQ got slightly bigger. Okay. You're about halfway through on the S&P there to the upper band. That's good. There's some room to trade. I love when there's room to trade. I hate when it goes all the way to the other band. Like NASDAQ all the way to the upper band. Hate when it does that. I hate when you loot like overnight. It's like the bulk of the trade. Well, yeah, Netflix had really awesome earnings today. Netflix actually broke through the expected range, which I theorized yesterday when someone asked that we'd stay in the range. So I was even wrong on that. Monthly map. Well, I wasn't wrong, but monthly maps implied that the market was going to be liquid enough to not break through the range. But Netflix said we don't care. There was enough people buying this thing all the way over 1,000. Netflix is just crazy today. So obviously the NASDAQ needs to price that in, right? Or other things. So 1,000, we broke through the range. I expected Netflix earnings to stay inside of this range, but it was so powerful, it even upset. And that's why it went so far, is because when you upset that structure, it just burps all the way up. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to refresh my platform here. Close everything down and load it back up. Netflix 1,000. That crazy, right? Hold on, y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button while you're waiting here. Okay, we put out a patch last night, so I'm trying to reboot my platform here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Load that window layout. Perfect. One more second, guys. I gotta log into something. Don't go anywhere. Good morning, y'all. All right, so checking the news today. Remember, there isn't really anything until Friday. So nice, like, ebb and flow, right? So the only real news today is going to be Donald Trump comes through and tweets something or changes something. A new executive order to do something. Who knows? But, you know, this week's going to be a little choppy on that. 20-year bond auction, that might be important. It's like the only news thing we have coming on today. FOMC has a press conference. Is that this week? I don't think we're on the right week. Yep, I'm sorry. That doesn't sound right. That's next week. This week, the bond auction here. Trump's talking. All right, well, there we go. There's your catalyst today. Trump is going to be talking in about 2 hours. So it might be a little bit of a volatility. Let that market dip and rip. That's what I'm looking for. Anytime Trump's talking and says something, the market is strong and bullish. I'd like to see him create volatility to fall to a pivot I like and long off that thing. Existing home sales on Friday. This is going to be interesting to see because we had some housing numbers come in last time. And it turned out to be better than expected. So we will see. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new liquidity map drawing finally created and published for you. As much as we love y'all, that is ready to go. If you haven't seen it, Phase 2 rocket scooter, right? We've updated. We had our years of back tests. We have our strategies done. We have everything kind of put in here. And now he's speaking at 10 o'clock my time, so 11 o'clock Eastern. So if you guys see, the new liquidity map is about to be replacing the old liquidity map here. It's got new setups that focus on only setups that work. It's got more instructions and the position sizing guidelines that I use. Even if you click on the liquidity map, that's... Oh, wait, he did it. Damn, he works fast. Wow. I literally was like, hey, can you mind getting this in this week? I mean, you know what? I haven't even read. I'm a bad CEO. I haven't even read my project channel yet. I got here and came straight to work. The new images are released to production. Well, look at that. He did it immediately. Let me thank him for that. Wow. It's posted in the latest boot camp. So, like, there's a section of the Discord called Current Boot Camp. That's the one. All right, so you guys got the new stuff. Notice how there's some interesting automatic sit-out setups, BRSD, BSD. The short downs, not the best setup because you're opening with that downward pressure. And remember, I only short off of the really strong pivots, like on these ones right here. So we've been covering these in the boot camp since August, but now we're finally like releasing this with the full breadth of all of the position sizing rules. So here, BRSDs, there's no trade when you open. Let this thing stabilize. If it breaks blue, take the long, short off of there kind of thing. So a lot of them have modified slightly. And then we've included resilience on the BLU open. So the gap ups, right? You gap up, open, blue open. We know this one, right? But we talked about this in the classes. Resilience is that mode 2 where the top of the redistribution zone is support, and resilience itself can tell you if you're going to bounce off the top of that box or not. Today's an example. We're going to be gapping up. Is it a gap and go, or is it a gap and fade? That's what we're going to see today. DD band for today. Should be on the chart. What the heck? They're not there? Well, that's not good. Well, they're going to be on the table. Hello. Are the DD bands, is that just me, or is it not printing on your charts either? Let me try to jump around really quick. Don't only trade the New York. Oh, there they are. Yeah, they're there. The New York session. Yeah, I only usually trade at this time. I only do the mornings in U.S. hours. The new problem is that's really small. Let me make a note of that. That needs to be. We need to make this little graphic a little bit bigger. He did that quick, but like let's see if I can't make it like a little bit bigger. Like that, so you can read the text. As cool as that is, I'm going to tell him to make it a little bit bigger, kind of like that, right? It needs to be stretched in a way to fill the frame, or yeah. That's too small. Definitely too small. Okay, we'll make it bigger. Yep. Like I said, it's just we'll get that fixed. You can't read the text. I can't even see the arrows. It's super tiny. So we'll make this I'll make this little widget slightly bigger. Make it easy. Because when I told him to include the upper text as well, it shrunk everything down. This was the size where we basically just zoomed in on the actual pieces. All right. We open it in 10 minutes. Make the liquidity map great again. Oh man, it's so nice to see that. It makes me happy. Oh, it's so pretty. We have all new handouts. So all the handouts have been redone, by the way. So we have brand new stuff, brand new PDFs. Our course material is just getting like super professional. A professional that I hired to edit and recreate these graphics. Slacks and I did it last time, which was really nice. The old one that we had, Slacks actually put that together. Him and I worked on that one. He did most of the graphics work. And he's not a graphics guy. He just kind of brute forced it. So now we hired a pro to come in here and make it. And we created light mode and dark mode because you guys like to print these things out. And y'all are telling me that I'm costing you so much money because everything has a blue background. So just as a nice little like a nice to have. These are the notes I had. I'll just show you the notes. We also created light mode versions of some of these handouts. So you're welcome. So there you go. Upper DD band already hit on NASDAQ. Yep, that is correct. That is one of the downsides of pre-market moves moving all the way to target already. Makes you want to trade in the morning, right? Guys, did y'all like yesterday when I was teaching that resilience lesson and it was just like, we're going to get that clipped, but I was like talking about resilience and I was in the middle of a sentence and I go, and when res is greater than 0, go to the top of the box, and when res is less than 0, it goes all the way down to the bottom. And when NASDAQ just plunged like that and it finished my sentence, somebody wrote on the comments, they put the timestamp on it and I clicked it. It was so perfect to the actual word. Literally, the candle finished my sentence. This one right here. It was so funny. New triple B today. Yes, it is. Let me get that for you real quick. 1583. Correct. Remember, Elite Trader Funding's having a 65% off sale on their fast tracks. I think there's a 50% off going for Tradeify. And speaking of Tradeify, like I say again, I'll be interviewing Brett Simba on Friday on my Twitter Space and podcast. You guys want to get information about them. We're going to do back-to-back CEOs. And then I'm starting my podcast here at the house. So what I'm going to be doing probably maybe next quarter, once I get it built out, I'm building out like that extra room I have, a giant studio for people to come. It's a sitting area and stuff, but I'm going to have it like a living room kind of sitting area. But I'm going to invite guests to come over to sit around a table so we can all talk to each other. So this Friday, we got Brett at Tradeify. We'll be talking to him. Next Friday, I'll be talking to Jay Dunn. And then after that, I'm going to try to get the ETF folks to get in. So we'll have basically like just one after one. I'll try to get Apex. Like, we're talking to people left and right. We're only booking like 2 or 3 weeks out as of now. We just started, but yeah. So he's going to talk about Tradeify. It's like one of the hottest prop firms right now because they have a straight to funded program. Interesting to see, but good peeps. Me and Jay Minks have been crushing it, getting people lined up for our show, and it's going to feed into the new podcast I'm doing as well, which is going to have people come out to the house and trade with me for a day and chat with me and hang out and just do like cool stuff in Texas. So we're gonna have a cool little theme for our show that I'm gonna build. It's gonna be in person. So, but right now the Twitter Spaces on Friday, how you can watch that. Any questions you guys have, feed them to me in the Discord. I'll feel free to ask them. Any questions that you have for Tradeify or about Tradeify. I hate that we tap DD bands. So you guys want to see how good our DD bands are? This is one of the classes we'll teach. Predictable high volume pivots. The market. We put these numbers out. It's one risk interval higher than the close, man. We're right on point. Look how good. Look how sharp that is. Put this out 5 o'clock yesterday. That's the number. So the risk interval is the structure number based on margin requirements. See how good that is? That's usually my exit target on a trade. And I usually hate when the market goes all the way there pre-market. So NASDAQ's today, if you guys want that upper target, 21,932. S&P didn't get there yet. Okay, market's opening in 5 minutes. S&P still has some room to go. We'll see what the resilience numbers when we open. So we covered that class yesterday, right? I don't need this in all the charts here. It was a little smaller there. So we know resilience. We're gapping up. We're going to talk about that, right? So when you gap up, res is how we move through this box. So my first determination I do is look at that number. What's up, y'all? Does my system cover gold? Yeah, Tab, we do. You have to hit. So you can do a liquidity map on GLD or SLV for silver. And then in the DD table, we have GC futures for these bands. And then we have silver futures in here somewhere. The bands. All right. How we do today? So nothing until Trump talks at about 10. So I think that today we're going to have a little bit of a nice, easy mosey day. We'll see if there's a strong enough resilience for the S&P to complete its move. There's still 20 points to hit that band. There's also 6134 is what we call our yellow line. This is very good resistance there. So right out the door, the question is if we get a gap, right? This is where we open. If this res is greater than 0, we're going to look for a gap not to fill. Res less than 0, we're going to look to fill the gap. I think we're up about maybe 20 points today. So gap fill and res less than 0. It's this white number right here. So keep your eyes on that as soon as market opens. I'm like 3 days away from my next payout with Apex, so hang tight on that one. It's gonna be pretty. That's gonna be a fun doozy. The market was open, hit the top bands. Would I sell it off? It depends. The answer is if this number right here is less than 1/2, I will fade it. But this number is not going to be less than half. It's so strongly bullish today. This number is probably going to be 0.9, 0.8. So when it's 0.9 or 0.8, I don't fade the bands, but that's a great question. Some days it can. I just don't engage in a long up here, but I only take the short if I know that the stocks are bearish. So remember the stats here, right? 4% of days close above. Let me make this a little bigger here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove this so I have more room there. That pretty right there. There we go. Write my numbers on here every day. I'm going to get him this week to put some of these stats in here as well. We're going to have to do a module where it like does the back test and actually puts the real numbers in real time. That's the next thing we're going to do. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. We have a huge crowd here already, ready to go. Ready to go. PJ loves gold. Yeah, GC is like the favorite liquidity maps. Gold is so solid, man. A lot of commodities like that. They trade so technically with the flow. I mean, it's like there's not really a lot of like, you know, major catalysts that bump them one way or the other. They just ebb and flow very nice. Gold is good. Silver is good. Any of your commodity metals are good. See, we're good. Wait, only 20 likes so far, you slackers. Oh my goodness. Y'all hit that like button. Give us some love. All right, looking for here. Maybe 20 points run up on NASDAQ, so hopefully get something like that. I mean on S&P. NASDAQ's already close to the top of the band, but we do have some room to move. I do think that the market's going to at least make an attempt for that. We got, what, 1 minute till we open. We're going to be updating the irrational rules tonight. So the table's going to get its update tonight. All right, let's get that open, baby. All right, we are open. Let's see what we got. $34. NASDAQ res is negative. Oh, wow. Okay. Res is also negative. S&P negative. Hold on, let me. Pulling back a little bit. Okay, so starting off, pulling back to here with negative res. That's kind of the target it's going to probably pop to. Let's let this stabilize. Now that's pretty bad, pretty big. I don't usually short when it does that, but this is some downside moves. So that's definitely not a gap and go. We're going to gap and pull back. Come on, baby. Okay, S&P is starting to stabilize, which is good. All right, let's take that. Let me undo that. Bull long up. Where the heck is hedge pressure? Oh my God, it's way down there. Okay, so we're really far away from. So basically, S&P, we're going to see if we pivot off of there and pivot off of there on positive resilience. It is actually positive. NASDAQ's positive. Okay, so never mind. No sell-off. This is probably a dip to buy. It's probably going to run. Okay, so I got a long setup here. I got a long if we do hit the box and open up. So you like how things stabilize. Okay, this is definitely, okay, so I take that back. This is definitely upward movement. Let's get QQQ. Let me start over. MHP break is good. All right, yeah, that is good. Long for 20 points on S&P. Let me let NASDAQ take an attempt. MHP break is good for a gamma squeeze to the upside. We are at the upper bands, but this and this is a good setup with a stop Nasdaq is hard to pick an upper target, so we're going to proxy trade S&P. About 20 points higher in S&P. I'd be closing Nasdaq. All right, longs today. Good. Good eats on longs. Let me let it pull back. Let me let it touch hedge, and I'll hit that long right there. Resiliences are both really solid, so that's good. These are both bullish. DD ratio close to 0.9, like I said, good. So I'm gonna want to long up to that band and get out of the way for Trump talks. Trump talks today at 11 Eastern. So be careful on that. This upward movement. Okay. Please just bounce. I don't want to miss this because it goes straight up. The stock's quickly bumped up. So keep an eye out. S&P resilience is starting to deteriorate a little bit. It has gone down to 2, but being greater than 0 is still pretty decent. Nasdaq is a stronger one today, which means we're getting a really good run up in tech. Keep an eye on this one. If this number flips negative, then it's likely going to pull back. So just remember for us, grand less than 0 down here. Okay, so far so good for the upside. Even if something's like slightly above 0, it's still bullish enough. That's how this works. It's not like, okay, it's close to 0, maybe it's going to sell off. I usually say it's at 0, maybe it's going to hold. So S&P is negative, so be very careful today. On this one, it's losing steam very rapidly. Now it's -4. We might actually fade and pull back. So I'm going to remove my trade setup plan right there, and we're going to watch. QQQ open below MHP. It's likely to resist MHP. I don't take that short if these orange numbers are greater than 0. So we call that MRES. Is the orange number greater than 0? And less than 0, we return back to where we go. Right now, it's greater than 0, so there's a really good chance we're going to bounce off of here. But the white resilience in the S&P is likely going to yank stuff down, so be very careful today. I don't know if the S&P is going to move up. Negative res, this is going to pull back. So now it's flip-flopping a little bit. Now I'm on the side of pull back. And we'll see. Unfortunately, I don't do shorts up in this area, though. All right, so it's market's pulling back today. Selling calls outside of the bands, and not a terrible idea. All right, so my call today is that while there is pressure here, we are going to be pulling back down a little bit. So we'll see. All right. Let's focus on NASDAQ right now. Over here on futures. So this is pullback day. A little bit. S&P rest stays negative. There's your hint. We had resilience class yesterday, right? The market's looking to fade. The gap NASDAQ right here at the DD band looking solid. I don't usually short this. If I do feel like it's gonna pull back, I kind of wait on this. Like I'm not shorting this right now. Not at all. S&P is still negative, so might get a little bit of a pullback here. All right, so today, guys, I think this is going to be one of those ones where we don't get a nice little bull run. I think we're going to be pulling back. But the problem is that there is really no good pivot to long off of. We're gonna get that MRES bounce right here. If any bulls, if I was a bull, I would be longing right there. If I was a bull, it's a good setup to long from there. With S&P resilience negative, I'd be very careful on this. So this needs to pop positive for the market to go back up. So the stocks are fighting, but that's a very key number to today's setup. So it's fighting. It's definitely fighting. Yeah, since it's fighting, my call is it's likely to pull back. Not shorting this, but not taking the long here yet. Let's let it pull back. A negative res is enough to yank something down to half cap. So while Nasdaq does have a bounce right here, the S&P is one to yank down. And when you have a competition between the two numbers, the white number always wins. So this coming down, a little flip floppy there at the start of the day, but S&P is likely going to come down and fill the gap. So let's focus on SPY today because that's kind of the killer. Guys, hope you can hit that like button. Y'all are witnessing my live trading in action. Y'all love it. Okay, so res less than 0 on SPY pulls back here. S&P going like a 30-point dip, kind of on the way. See if we don't get something down here. I don't usually short when it does that, but I don't take the long here when it does that. Nasdaq double tap the highs. See where we go from there. S&P's fighting for it. So it's back to being positive. So again, I'm flip-flopping a second time. I'm not doing anything yet. I'm just waiting. S&P's fighting. Let's zoom in on the smaller one. Here it is fighting. So if we fight, then I'm flip-flopping again. Like this is hard. This right on the edge. It's too close for comfort for me to want to actually trade this. So we'll see. Let me take a small little. My stats, my technique doesn't have me short on this. So I'm going to wait out and let it fall. Yeah, the new cheat sheet, they made it really small. So he's fixing that for tonight. All right, guys, I'm now on the fence. It's really hard to say. I'm not longing this though. That's the rule. S&P's having a hard time finding this, so I'm going to let it pull back. I think we're pulling back today still. I know I keep flip-flopping. This white number is going up and down. So if this stabilizes for a little bit, that's it. But that's the key right here is this number, the stocks are losing steam and it's not getting any like large amounts of upward momentum just yet. As is a rejection, that looks good. I do think we're going to pull back. So we shall see. So we'll check UVXY. Yeah. VIX is definitely in a bearish liquidity map, so that's good. No problems there. QQQ is fighting at MHP. Let's watch that as well because QQQ is Nasdaq is the stronger of the two, but the S&P is weak. So yeah, I am kind of on the fence of we are now pulling back. The second rejection of resilience -0, less than 0 as a leading indicator. S&P has been fighting this all morning. It's trying to pop above, but it's losing that power. So as long as this number is below 0, we're going to lack that upper momentum to keep going. So I do think now's, I do think we're going to come down. Plus, Nasdaq doesn't want to break through MHP and go higher. Plus, it hit the DD band already too. So is Trump tomorrow or is that today? If it's tomorrow, then I am picking the wrong day. Is it tomorrow? Am I on the right day? Oh my God. Don't listen to me. That's tomorrow. See, I wake up too early sometimes. I don't think things through. All right. Thank you. All right. Greater market today. DD ratio greater than half. Check number 1. SPY above MHP. Check number 2. And then monthly map on S&P. Let's check. It's tomorrow. Market goes up. The market makers, they listen to me, man. I tell you. Let's see maps really quick. Oh, it's clean. You ever seen a cleaner monthly map? Bull zone sloping down, bear zone sloping down. That's super bullish. A little bit of volatility in NASDAQ, but other than that, it's bull across the board. You want to see the light gray and dark gray both sloping down like this. And this is great. S&P, bear zone and bull zone both sloping down. The top of this, the bottom of this. So the bottom of dark gray, top of light gray. Very good. This is great. You want to see this. There's volatility, which is the space leading up into like the next Fed meeting. But other than that, oh, bull market's back. You got to love it. But not today. Today, the evidence is there that it's likely going to pull back just a little bit. Unless the S&P gets above 0, it is sitting there. Now, I'm going to tell you, when it's hovering at 0 and fighting at 0, the market tends to like try to become bullish. So it's not like it's going to just outright crash or fall. It's going to probably fight. And the reason I don't take big shorts or anything here, even if I think it's going to fall, is because people still are trying to make it bullish. So when it's on the edge like that, I don't short off of resilience, even though I think it can pull it back. I just have that caution, right? So let's watch this guy right here. S&P. Here she goes. A really good setup here. Now, again, if you're a bull on Nasdaq, the longest from 530, there's a press from here back to next resistance, and there really isn't one in Nasdaq right here. It's kind of unbounded, so it's hard to kind of like gauge where a long would go from here. But resilience is now nosediving and tanking across the board. So let's see what the hell's going on with this. That's a clue. That's a clue. I mean, let's just see. The market's ticking up, res is ticking down. We had the class on this yesterday. That's a clue. Am I doing the right thing by not jumping into a bull trap? Can the market finish, I'm talking slower, my sentence like it did? I can't prompt it to do that. Well, we'll see. Something happened. We lost some big stocks here. S&P and Nasdaq together. Who was it? Let's find out who it was. Oh, my first guess is the best guess. Apple first. Who? Can you finish my sentence? Chart. Remember yesterday I was talking, and right when I would get to the point when I said, and when resilience is less than 0, and then market dip. So be very careful, because right now Apple is what's moving resilience just at that half gap right there. So my first guess was good. Now, it doesn't mean market's crashing, But Apple's in a bear short down. Let's just be real on this one. Is our most bearish liquidity map. All things are down. So be very careful. If Apple loses half gap today, Apple's got some resistance pressure. So this is interesting. Interesting. So let's eyeball Apple today. Let's see what the stocks are going to do. This is very important. Yeah, today everything is unclear. There's not a clear liquidity map today. It's not the easiest. I mean, not a clear trade setup today. Nasdaq is busted above its in target anyways, right? These DD bands. Usually outside of here, it's long only trades, only on good pivots. So like the only possible trade is to long an MHP and hold your breath if I was going to long this. The only reason I'm not doing that is because S&P takes precedence, and S&P is showing potential to gap fill. So that's the scary part. That's the part I'm watching today. So whatever it is, there is no selling pressure on this. But the market cap weight of Apple is pulling S&P, at least to there, if Apple pulls back. So let's watch Apple again. Actually, we don't need to watch Apple. Let's just watch resilience. If Apple starts falling, Res will start falling again. Ooh. Who here is enjoying the 20 days masterclass that we're doing, by the way? Are you guys enjoying that? Is it the best dollar that you ever spent? You guys want to come to our course? It's just $1 per class. Okay, the S&P's starting to fight there. See if Apple got a big bounce, I bet. He said we always err to the side of markets trying to become bullish. So while I do have the caution not to take the long here, back below zero. So there's other stocks that are also selling too. So I don't trust this move. I really don't trust it. Resilience is all the sign I need to know to not trust these upward moves here. I'm not buying into it. I don't believe it. We always have a saying here, resilience is never wrong. Resilience is never wrong. It shows the state of what is. And the question becomes, what happens if that gap fills? See, there's not a lot of selling pressure here. I don't trust it. I don't trust it, guys. I don't trust it. -8. A little bit of a bull trap here and then probably turn around, come back. Let's see if I'm right. Yesterday was the class on resilience. It cost you all $1 to come to the classes. If you guys want to take our classes, let me give you the link to it. Hold on. We'll just see. Y'all want to check it out. Yes, you can watch yesterday's video. It's pre-recorded. While we're waiting, I would really love to see a pullback. I'm going to type a link in chat. This is the link to our class. It's $1 a class, $20 for the whole session, the whole seminar, the whole series. Negative resilience, gap and go. Nasdaq is good. Tech can lift everything up, but S&P is bad. Resilience doesn't lie. SPY is at the top of the box with negative res. I still don't short it, but it's a fool to chase along because somewhere in here, S&P wants to return to test a half gap at minimum to ask the question, where do we go? Okay. We had this class yesterday. Not that I'm betting on it, but I'm cautious to the long side. All signs are long. S&P wants to fill its gap. This supersedes the map. So a lot of times it pops before it drops to kind of shake out some shorts. But we'll see. You only find $19.99 a month. Yeah, so it's $19.99 for all 20 of them. There's like $1 a class. So you have to do that to jump in all of them. You don't pay $1 each time. You pay $20 for all of them. Come on. I'm not going to get tricked. You won a 20-day class a few days ago. Yeah, I don't think we gave that out as a prize. You were duped by a fake Slack, some fake account messaging in Discord. You guys gotta be careful with that. Pay attention to my announcements. That's when I'm gonna talk. So here we go. There's the trap. 61.20 pullback. Like I said, not chasing a little pop here. Just waiting. I'm just waiting. I drew names, but we didn't give away a class though. We gave everybody access to come to that class that day, and we posted it in the Discord. So like you could have come that day to that class if we had it. So that was what that was. So we did let everybody that was in the stream come to one class, and it was 2 days ago, two streams ago, yeah. But you didn't like, there's like nothing delivered to you. You just had to show up at the Discord. I'm a little perplexed today. A little squeezy squeeze. Come on. Come on, market. Do your thing. I'm not chasing. Now, the crappy part about these kind of setups is what happens if the stocks finally catch up. We're not getting that power on the stocks. We're moving up on a little bit of high market cap, and that's it. So we'll see. The bull setup's still pushing, but again, I'm not taking it. People donated a few class subs on Friday. Oh, was that you? Oh, okay. Yeah. If that was you, if that's what you're talking about. Oh, the giveaway. I do remember. See, I have flu brain still. Yeah, so we did. We gave away 4 classes. And if your name was one of the ones that was drawn, then yeah, that is real. That is real. We did. We gave you a free month. Okay, yeah, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. You should, yeah. So basically, you should sign up with that code and you're good. I forgot that we did that. JK was hooking people up. So you guys got to remind me. My brain is completely fried from having the flu. I'm a little confused by today's price action, to be honest. It's lacking that power to move higher, but it's still popping a little tiny bit. S&P is just looking kind of I don't trust it. So if I miss out, I miss out. It's cool. But I don't usually, outside of DD bands, I don't usually trade this. I usually wait. Little trap to squeeze the shorts and maybe slightly pull back. Like I said, I could be wrong on this, but I'm not taking any risk on this one. Learning so much. Thanks. Your second eval on ETF this morning. How'd it go? Did you pass? Or you passed your second one? 35 Wheelan. You were messaged a code by Slacks probably. You said somebody messaged you. That should be the answer. If your name was drawn, then and he was sent you a message to tell you how to get access to it. So check your DMs in Discord. Feels like speculation in tech based on the AI announcement yesterday. Yeah, it is. And this might be the red candle I'm looking for. Let's see. Like I said, I'm not betting the market's going to turn around. Obviously, the stocks may catch up. But I always err on the side of caution when that res is negative. Well, profitable trading sword has nothing to do with the tools you use. I mean, we give you a lot of good information. It has to do with how much you're betting. I mean, if you're not profitable as a trader, it has everything to do with either you're like I said, there's three things we identify in traders. You're shorting too much or trading too much in general. You're betting too big for the risks that you're taking, which means you're not letting the odds work in your favor to where you can last longer in the market. That's the goal of a trader, is to survive. If you last long enough and you take mostly a long only stance and sit out when markets are pulling back, or sit out when you think markets are going to pull back, the odds are in your favor. And other than that, a market avoidance strategy to keep you from blowing up in a single bad news day. Those are the three things people have to work on. So when I say my advice on things you work on, those are the things you have to work on. And the way you identify that is if your P&L is like all over the place like this, up and down, it's not really like moving in a straight line, then here you have a bad trading strategy in general. Entries and exits, you don't have a grip on the market. You're getting a lot of your thought process wrong. Rocket Scooter is helpful finding a grip on the market. Are we going up? Are we going down? You know, to understand that. Or the odds of you're just longing, shorting, and you're all over the place is really high. If you have to take a stance, one idea is if somebody's P&L is like this, is to take one side only, and it's the long side is better. When markets sell off, get out of the way. When markets dip, buy the dip. And if you stop doing the short trading, you're going to basically be on the right side of the market more often than you're not. That helps. If your P&L does okay, and then it does that and you lose, that's because you're betting too big. So if you lose all in a day, like you inch along, lose it all, you're betting too big. So your trades are too big. Or you're trading into news and that the news like jumps you around. And so avoid trading news, avoid trading catalyst, trade smaller and take a longer only approach, and avoid shorting markets is usually my first training I teach people that are struggling. I can't guarantee you'll do anything to become more profitable. But those are steps that we've identified statistically that people have made those changes and do say they become more profitable. So I can't promise you anything, right? But the long only approach means that you wait. When markets look like they could be bad, you wait. You sit out, you wait, you let them. Like right now, I'm like, I think it may pull back. I'm not trying to short it. I'm just waiting. Yeah, no, res is finally catching up. We'll see. Sometimes, yeah, it's a leading indicator a lot of the times, but sometimes the index moves first and then the other stocks catch up. So we'll see. Now it's clean. We'll see. You set your alarm for the Asian market or London? Oh, yeah. Oh! All right. I mean... I feel like you always make the wrong decision. Oh, well, here's another thing. If you're trading in December, The market, what do we have right now? Oh, the 9 o'clock candle. You're trading in December. The market was just god awful and higher, and volatility was a big problem. And like I said, you just have to keep working at it. I don't know like specifically what you do because I don't know to be able to like coach on it. But keep practicing and you'll develop more intuition at the market. You know, to follow your rules. And maybe there is something you're overlooking, you just don't know it. Little kind of punchy red candle there. What happened? That came out at 9. US leading index. That's what came out. Oh. Signal peaks and troughs in the business cycle. The leading. I don't even know what this. So the United States leading index went positive for the first time since January 2020. I'm not sure what this one is. Composite economic indexes, key to analytical system, designed to signal peaks and valleys in the business cycle. The leading. Tell me what it is. What the heck is this? Turning points in the business cycle. Let's see what that says. Give me some information about that. If you need to take one adjustment that's also helpful, trade only environments where VIX is below this triple B level as well. Like don't trade the months. If again, if you're trying to make step changes, like let me add one more thing to my diet, wait until VIX is below triple B. And that's what I tell any struggling trader. Like the easiest time you'll have as a trader is when VIX is below its contango midpoint. Because what happens there is that the market is less sensitive to news. The market just ebbs and flows a lot smoother. There's not a lot of volatility to chop you up. So if you need to add one thing to your diet, like let me put some time between myself and my next trade. Let the VIX be in an environment where every day it's below this triple B level. 1583 is the one for this month. So I tell people that are doing trader funding programs, right? And you want the least amount of volatility to shake you up. That's the way to go. This doesn't look like it's coming down, but yeah, you gotta Sword, you come to the Zoom calls, right? I still got my eyeball right here. So we have a huge divergence right now. We've got the index pushing higher. And the stocks are now finally starting to catch up. The stocks are finally starting to pull up. So we'll see. Trust me when I say it takes many years for trading to just click for some people too. I mean, it took me like, 5 years probably. Many years ago. It doesn't just click. Like, you have all the right tools, you have all the right things. It doesn't just easily, fall into place. Like your mentality takes a long time to kind of shape. So it looks like the stocks are fighting their way back, which is good. I did avoid checking a trade today, but I don't know. So this time the index was moving much quicker than the stocks were. We saw that. So keeping an eye on this one. Kind of boring. Nothing to do here. Upper target S&P is 6134 if it does go straight there. But it looks like now we do have the repair on the market that it is probably going to push higher. So the caution came out. Like I said, avoided it. It's okay to miss a trade, so not a big deal. I know my intuition is just like, there really is no selling pressure or volatility today. So I don't think we're going to sell off anymore. With now resilience greater than 0, now we do have support down in here. Now Nasdaq does want to return inside of there as well. So my thought of this, again, as I'm sitting here thinking of this, is that do we test this and see what happens from there? I feel so uncomfortable jumping in right here, even though it can go straight up. I don't like it. I've been avoiding it, waiting. Market's up 10 points, not worth it. We do have that support, though, from Raz is now better. But we'll see. Really strong push from tech today. There's not a lot to say about that. We have, Apple's doing good now. Nasdaq stocks all together are doing good. Nvidia's doing all right. Amazon's doing all right. Microsoft doing all right. Yep. Apple was the one that was giving a little bit of hardship this morning. Apple with its gap down. So Apple gapped down pretty heavily yesterday. That's what was causing the negative rest. So just that's the problem with market cap weighted index is like one stock that's really heavily weighted can create that negative pull. No, Apple's doing all right. So I'm going to go ahead and chill today. Not the sexiest answer in the world, but yeah, so I don't think we get a pullback anymore. S&P's next target is right here, 34. So that's just like, it's like too close to like my final targets even. I know I missed out on this, but it's okay. I miss out on some trades every once in a while. I'd rather be cautious than to jump in on something. I'd like to see that my caution was rewarded. I have the market give me a nice, beautiful dip to buy in on later. I'd like to see us pull back a lot, but I don't think we are today. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. The signs are gone that the market can pull back, so I don't have any evidence that it will anymore. That open, though, was really weird on Apple, so that was enough to crush everything. Yeah, I mean, I had reason to wait out, so waiting, there's nothing wrong. I would say a rocket ship. We just moved up like 10 points or 15 points since we opened. It's not much of a move. Plus, it got to that place where we already passed through like those the DD bands that we look for overnight. Passing through those bands overnight, I hate. It's like my least favorite thing because I hate waking up with like not a lot of movement to trade on. Nasdaq had already busted through my exit target. It's right here. So when markets move like this and you hit that band overnight, I'm usually like, man, outside of this band, only 4% of days close above that band. 8% of days close below. So I usually don't like taking big, long chases outside of here. I don't ever really try to fade it back in either. Usually days that just move up pre-market like this, I'm usually pretty cautious on. So probably another 10 points in the S&P possible. We'll see. Still feeling the caution. I don't know. I don't know why. That was a little suspicious here, so we're going to watch. I wouldn't say we missed on a rocket. I just said we missed on a little bit of a just kind of a slow crawl up. So we'll see. We'll see. I got two facts in front of me. Number one, it's only 10% of days will break above this orange line, and 90% of days close below. So, like I said, I'm not betting that it's going to short or reverse to that, but that's just the stats. Another thing is that breaking these bands like it did is a rare thing as well. So right about here, %4 of days break above here. 96% of days stay below there. Actually, this is right about here, give or take. So in like low probability zones, I just don't go in and chase. For what it's worth, like if we wake up and we're already outside of these zones, I don't really do much about it. Cumulative delta's been going down since price has been going up. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think there's a sell-off today at all. I don't. There's just like an error to the side of the long side. What I'd like to see is I'd like to see us kind of reset a little bit. I'd like to get better entries on this. I hate chasing in these low probability zones. I hate chasing into them. I always feel like it's a ticking time bomb where at some point you're just waiting and all of a sudden it's like it turns around. So I usually am very cautious in that kind of environment. Just watching and waiting. Things are good though, so there's no evidence of a pullback anymore, but just kind of outside of my comfort zone for where I usually long the market. Larger time frame usually wins. Yeah, all the greater indicators are back to being bullish again. But I want to see a better entry. Like everything didn't line up super perfect for me to take like a really, really strong trade on this. Yeah, no, everything's bullish. I think the market's really strong and back to being bullish. I just didn't get strong signals today, to be honest. It wasn't like really strong signals were given to us today. So back to S&P. Let me pull this up really quick. So once res got to be positive, we're looking for support there and support there. So we'll see. Like I said, I just have an iffy feeling about chasing this long here. I don't know. It's like a slow grind up all day. Confusing day. It's okay to sit out if you don't like what you see. That helps a lot. Keep VIX in our eyes here. Yeah, VIX. VIX is hitting a turning point. Yeah, keep that in mind. I don't know. I just don't feel it. My intuition is like keeping me out. I need something to drink. A second. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Not making any trades. Nothing. Nothing. Trump is about to revamp the business called USA. It's going to be interesting what these next 4 years are going to be like. It'll be very interesting. I still feel as if I'm right that the market's going to pull back a little bit, but I'm not going to bet on it. I'm not going to bet on it. Res is good enough to support at the top of these boxes, so supporting here, I think we're going to support. We'll see. So we have pressure here, support there. Let's see if my intuition was right. I don't think we're selling off. I think I think today closes strong in green, but I don't think it. I don't think we get a big blast out rally here today. If anything, it's going to inch higher. The S&P probably has a high of the day at 60.34 right here. He said, I need a good setup. The bull markets, I love to just wait for the market to just dip on some volatility or something and then grab the dip. So I don't like chasing, because bull markets move so slow. I don't like chasing into them. I like, Trump talking, anything he could say could dip the market super quick. So I usually just wait. Yeah. Yeah, that negative res was a caution to me today to not take a long. But like as of right now, everything's good. So as of like this moment in time, everything is good. Res is good. You'd love to see a dip? Yeah, I know, me too. That'd be nice. Really nice. All right, if you guys haven't signed up for our classes yet, it's $1 a day to come to our classes. It's by far the most popular thing we do. All 20 classes, you can have them available to you here. You want the platform is 50% off. Like I said, market avoidance is one of the tricks to being good at this. Like if I don't like something, I don't take it. There's no reason to jump into something you don't absolutely love. Most people get used to like watching people trade, and they're always trying to make a trade, always trying to guess which direction they go. No way to do it. Take what works. Like take your good setups, sit down on stuff that doesn't look that great. First link is just the classes. It's $20 for the month. The second link is the platform plus the classes plus the Discord plus everything. It's $200 a month, but now there's a sale. It's only $100 for the first month to try it all out. The second link is the good deal. And then like every month after is $159. So it's a huge sale. You can lock that in forever. It doesn't go up. And $40 off is like a once. We don't do this. We don't do sales on monthlies. So it's a new thing we're trying out. A bunch of people are signing up for it since they took the classes. And we're like, okay, we'll let you lock in a low price for the month. Mike, what's your thought on the cumulative delta? What's it telling you? That the volume's not going into the long? I don't have the indicator, so I'm not looking at it. If the volume's not going into the long side, it doesn't mean that the index is getting long volume because people are buying the index. It means the index is just getting priced higher because it's tracking the stocks. So usually you'll see that. There's a low volume into any upward movement on the index with positive resilience usually means the index is just tethered to the stocks. Like a reversal. Like there's not enough volume to support this upward movement. It makes sense. Yeah, there's not like a demand imbalance on the index. It's not like people are rushing to buy the index. Right now, I'd say I call the index a low volume move today, relatively speaking, and it's just kind of tethered to the stocks. The stocks bumped up, the index bumped up. $61.11. That's a good. I think that's about right. That's what I'm looking for myself. Let's see if I was right. I'm usually quiet when I'm thinking. Well, let's see if I was right. I'm probably not right. I feel the same kind of move. I'm probably wrong about it. But, you know, when in doubt, just stay out. Can mean distribution's happening. Yeah, can mean that. A lot of things. If price breaks this high, the S&P has a 6134 where I circled on my chart. That's like the exhaustion point of the S&P. Let's see if I was right. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick little bathroom break, and I'll be right back. Hold on. BRB. All right, I am back. Keep an eye watching this number right here, making sure that stays healthily above 0. Pardon me. What do y'all think? I'm still very bullish this market. All greater market indicators are bullish. Everything looks bullish. I just don't have a good entry. Sometimes, like, the thing is that even if you feel the direction is up, this is one thing I want to teach you guys. It may seem boring, but this is really kind of the key to what I do. To get in a good trade, you need a good entry, right? You need to have a good entry. You need to know that you have a good support. You need to have a good exit. You need to have everything well defined, and you need to have your stop set up. Entry and exit is important. And up in here, there just isn't a good place for me to take an entry. I've got a good exit. S&P has a perfect exit. But the question is like, man, it looks like it's going to go there. I need to get in because I don't want to miss out. And so even though I'm probably going to miss out because I don't have a good entry on this, I don't take the trade. And I miss out on a lot of these, like, I call them inchers, like they just inch higher, just because I don't get a good entry. But I would rather, over time, like statistically is better to not, to be ready in case, like, you know, I mean, Trump is very volatile sometimes. Something is said and you get a dip to a support to get a trade on. Yeah, that's a way to go. But the thing is that, like, I just don't bet that the market goes straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up. I'm always like, if I'm missing the inching up, I'm waiting for a better opportunity, right? And so if you don't have like intuition to do something like that, that's something you develop over time. If somebody was asking, like, have ways to improve or get better, that is one way to get better, is to wait. That's the one thing that people miss about trading. It's like, it's going up, I feel like I'm going to miss out on it. You guys see me make most of my big wins are like 30, 40 point moves in the NASDAQ. I mean, like 10 points in the S&P. I don't need a big bump up to push and move. But right here, I don't have a good place to get in. And if there's not a good place to get in, I usually just don't get in. Price action says someone's higher. Yeah, price action definitely 161.34 today. So just so you guys know, part of doing well in trading is how much you don't actually trade. If you don't like what you see, and I miss out on so many different like just crap things that happen because I'm usually like waiting, right? I'm always waiting for a good opportunity. And like the market's probably going to just do this today. Who knows? You know, it's probably going to do something like this today, right? I'd like to see it move on some kind of news or something, or some kind of catalyst one. There's nothing on the calendar today. But inside of this range, what if Trump says something and all of a sudden it's like, and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? The volatility just happens. And I'd like to be like armed and ready, you know, especially this week with, you know, executive orders going out and Trump, you know, talking left and right about things he's going to do. I'd like to just be on the sidelines for something to scare this bull market into a dip that I can jump in on. This is definitely the bullish market we've all wanted, right? But you need a good entry. Always wait for good entry. When you see green candle, green candle, green candle, your thought should never be, I need to get on this. This is what made people get in on the fucking Trump coin that crushed everybody. They see a bunch of green. Oh, man, I'm going to miss out. You're never going to miss out on a trade. Like, even if it's going up and you're like hands off, whatever, you're never going to miss. Tomorrow's another day. Like every day is another day. There's no hurry in this market. So like, I don't see like green, like, oh my God, I'm missing out on the next big thing. You're not. Market is bullish all last year. You got 365 days of bullishness. You might have 4 years of bullishness. You got to wake up every day. I just need a good setup. And today it wasn't the best. And I talked myself out of it, which is okay. But I'm not sitting here thinking, well, wait, I'm gonna miss out on it. What? I don't want to miss out. It's probably going up. Let me take a long. I have specific rules on where I trade, and this is beyond those rules, right? So there's nothing unsexy about sticking to your plan, and that's kind of what we do here, right? I only trade if Cody says only trades when he's right. That's the way to do it. I wish my nasally stuff would just go away. Bull market's back, but I need a good bull setup to touch this. I need a good bull. I need a setup. A setup to me is not just it's going up. I got to touch it. I don't have a good pivot to trade off of. That's the problem. I'd love to see something hit a better support for me to enter long on. I'd love to see us test half gap. I'd love to see a lot of things today. It takes a lot of control to not chase something. There's a little bit of divergence in the direction of the S&P versus some of the stocks are losing some momentum and falling back below their half gaps. If we can go to the scanner, we can actually see how many are like that. Like I said, I don't bet that market spontaneously sells off. The market wants to be bullish. It's going to stay bullish. I'm just not getting not getting a good place to play this game today. I'll show you guys a little trick here. A little count right here. 194 tickers of stocks have fallen below their half gap. I'm using the scanner to find that. So as this number updates, we changed the scanner. It doesn't update in real time anymore. I don't think the list is. We have to rerun it. Oh, I guess not yet. No, we haven't yet. It is still doing that. So as this number changes, we'll see how many stocks in the index are dropping below half gap. As you see, resilience is pulling back a little bit. This number should be going up a little. So you have stocks that are falling below their halfway point. I'm just going to pull one up randomly. Cat, right? Caterpillar. So Cat's trading down. There's enough market cap trading up, though, so we're good. But keeping an eye on this to see like which ones are holding and which ones aren't. So today we're completely lifted by tech. Tech is carrying this entire index, which is good. Nice clean day today. Yeah, for gold, Altair used to use GLD as a ticker. So like for gold, for example, gold is bull long up pressure, bull long up pressure. This way. Looking solid there. Days like this are boring, and I know the stream is not as fun. I mean, it's educational, I guess, but it's not as fun whenever you're like, you want to see an execution when someone's completely confident in their move, or at least they got a good place to trade off of. When I said this morning, like if I were to long, I would have taken the NASDAQ at 530 QQQ bounce just to long up, but I didn't have a good exit target either. So it was like the QQQ trade, while I could have taken a small long there, which is usually what I do. Actually, let's trade number 4 on the breakout. I could have taken that trade, but I didn't have a place to exit. There wasn't anything nearby that qualified as a good exit target. So there wasn't like good R&R on that one. And the S&P just really didn't give us anything good either. So the S&P was like in a weird spot too, because hedge pressure is like way down here. All of my pivots are really far away. So it's kind of like, okay, there's really not much I can say. And then out the door, we were inside of the box and resilience was negative. So, I was thinking it's going to pull back. So missed out on a little bit of, what is this? 10 points in the S&P, no big, but like there wasn't a good entry, right? I need good, strong pivots to long and trade off of. And even when we broke through here, resilience was still negative. So I didn't trust it and I didn't chase it. But now that it's positive, the stocks are starting to catch back up. So it can build momentum to keep going. I don't see the slowdown as evidence that it's going to fall. So just be careful. Believing that the lack of upward momentum means the stock market has to pull back. It's just tracking the stocks right now. And the stocks are pushing high enough. We have enough tech just lifting us up. I mean, NASDAQ resilience is 70% now. Or 70, sorry. Watching this makes waiting easier. The money is made in waiting. That is literally, I quoted Charlie Munger who said that. Your money is made in waiting. Your money is not made in chasing. It's waiting for what you want. Patience. Tommy, what's up, man? Hey, dude, you get a lot of snow yesterday, dude? That's crazy. This is the biggest snow day we've had in Houston ever, like in my entire life. I'm not gonna lie. This is crazy. Nasdaq about to break into new highs, trying to. VIX is ticking up a little bit as well. Take note of that. Let's see what happens. Which platform is able to be connected through CQG to Rocket Scooter? Which brokers? Every single broker, pretty much, except for Trade for the most part of your futures FCMs. So they're almost all compatible with CQG. Dorman, Phillip, Amp, Cunningham, Iron Beam are like the popular ones. A lot of people here use Amp because it's the easiest on your pocketbook. Amp has a $100 account minimum. That's it. They're the only people in town that do that. Let's pick up a little steam on NASDAQ. Tick chart's starting to tick a little heavy. So there's a little fight going on at Qs right here. The tick chart on Qs is starting to get a little choppy. So we're going to see. There's some volatility starting to build up. The S&P still has about 10 points of bump to go higher, but let's watch Qs really quick because that is what gave us the strength today. I don't think we're selling off, but like I said, volatility is starting to pick up a little teeny tiny bit. VIX did UVXY did bounce off a hedge pressure, so we still have that. Russell pulling back slightly as well. I just have I don't know what it is. Call it a hunch. Probably still going higher. S&P's got 10 more points to go for it to exhaust the move at yellow line. 6134 is basically it. That's the exit target. If I were long, that's my exit target. Nasdaq is way outside of its band though this morning. So like that's why I didn't, when you move that far pre-market, I'm usually very hesitant to chase. I usually kind of like let it find a good pivot or something to trade on. Yeah, volatility starting to build in Nasdaq right now. Nasdaq's starting to move quicker, so just watch out. Something's about to do. It's probably about to pop up before it turns, or pop up in general before it keeps going. But there is some. You see that the widening on the tick chart on Nasdaq's getting really big. Like while I'm watching it on another screen. If you look here, let's put like a. It's starting to get a lot of wobble to it. building a little bit faster. So on a 25 tick chart, you can watch the actual individual orders here. And it's just bigger orders are coming in, bigger moves are coming in. So momentum's starting to pick up. Starting to like pressurize, if you may. So like a move is coming, and whatever that move is going to be, we're going to watch this. Now S&P resilience is testing its first move close to zero. Let's see what happens. Like I said, I have an intuition today. Looks like that shuffling in NASDAQ has everything to do with some of the stocks pulling back. And I don't know which stock is doing that. Let's go back to the scanner and see if that 194 is slightly bigger. Yeah, 202 now. So it looks like 8 more stocks have crossed below their half gap threshold. Pulling S&P down. And NASDAQ is not pulling down that much. So it isn't tech stocks. It's got to be something else. Something else must be pulling back. Let's double check the energy, because that was the weaker one yesterday. Yeah, energy is definitely pulling back. Financials are pulling back too. Yeah, that's what it is. Tech is the strong. Yep, communications, that's probably the strong as well. No, communications are strong-ish and holding the fort. So 204 now, so there are more stocks crossing the barrier to the downside. Watch resilience today as it's now starting to realize a lower number. Be careful on this one. This is that intuition I had. We'll see what's going on. Keep an eye right here. Watch it. Above zero is good. It's still good. That's not scaring me into shorting this, but it's losing some steam. Okay. 1,600 contracts deleted on a spoof. Daddy's got his intuition, baby. I'm just telling you, watch out. Let me turn this music down a little bit. I told you something was brewing. That volatility was picking up on that tick chart. You can see it. As I'm talking about it, there it is. V's are getting much bigger. Something's brewing. Watch that res. If it bounces at zero, it's going to recover. But man, I just had a bad feeling about today. I don't think it's selling off, but watch that resilience. It's still 3.2. It's the seesaw slightly above zero. So the way that it works, okay, resilience is a very sensitive indicator that predicts the gap fill of the index based on what the stocks are doing. As long as it's above zero, it's good. But what it actually is doing, it's looking at the weight of all the market caps, like on a seesaw. You got little boxes. This is like Netflix and Microsoft, and then like Apple, if they are greater than half gap, right? Let's just kind of put them in the two categories, less than half gap. There's more to the equation, but let's make it easy to understand. It's very sensitive to look at the market cap weight. And so right now, if resilience is trending down, it means the number of stocks that are below their half gap. You remember from the class yesterday, has gone up. When I first ran the scanner, it said 194. Now it says 211. More stocks that have gapped up are filling their gap and filling their gap and filling their gap. And now the S&P is testing that particular area. So we're going to watch this like a hawk. We're going to zoom in right here to the 2-second update chart, which is click this SP right here to watch this. If this goes below zero, then the market cap of the seesaw is tilting this way and momentum picks up to the downside. What that means is if resilience goes negative, the expectation is that price goes to here to attempt to fill the gap, at least a half gap minimum. So the scare this morning was that. The reason I didn't execute was the scare was we were going to here instead. Okay. I don't feel like we're selling off. The momentum is still, we're still looking at that. But watch this resilience number. If it goes negative, it's going to reverse the market today. So like I said, I wait to see what I want to get. And right now, the seesaw is still on the bull side. Anything above zero is still good and bullish. It doesn't take a lot. It's just looking at, is it tilted this way or that way? But a bull market quickly becomes upset if the sum of the market cap's filling the gap. The S&P is trading higher. the stocks are filling their gap to the downside, then there's a spring that usually pops it. Anything above zero is good. Just because it's close doesn't mean, oh my God, it's a bear market. It's not. If it's above zero, it's still good. Okay. But that's what we're waiting for. That opening scare was very interesting on such a big gap up. That's what had me hesitant. The stocks didn't agree with the futures move up. So, like I said, this is likely still a dip to buy. This is not likely a fade reversal right here, but I'm still not taking it. What are you guys looking at? Stays within, crosses within. Trump talk, yeah. Is Trump talking right now? I thought he was talking like tomorrow. Yeah, Trump's talking tomorrow. Oh, maybe he's talking right now. Who knows? Right. Apple's trying again. Is that what it is? Let me see what's going on with Apple. 203, we had some stocks recover, which is good. Yeah, I learned in my life, don't short the Trump. That's one thing that was very prominent in my first couple of years. When I went full time in 2015, Trump became president immediately. And I learned very quickly, don't try to fade the Trump rally. Be cautious chasing longs because Trump says stuff that dips the market so quick. You remember during his inauguration, he was like, we're going to build more American cars than ever before. And then it went like this, like the market, the algorithms very much listen to Trump. He's so volatile and he creates a lot of volatility in the market. So I've learned that when markets are inching higher and I missed my entry, just to wait, because typically Trump will tweet something to dip you to your long entry point. Now, if I was right and this market's going to pull back and my intuition was right, please take our classes and we'll train you guys on some of this stuff. Market avoidance is one of the 3 principles that we teach for profitability. First principle is that you're probably shorting the market too much. 9 out of 10 of my trades are long trades. Markets are pulling back or about to pull back. I wait. I don't short everything. I have specific places I do short, 3 of them. 3 good short setups I take, but I don't short if I think it's going to pull back in a bull market. I wait. I let it pull back, and I try to be the first person in on the dip. Secondly is you're betting too big. We teach you betting strategies. That's all the classes. The new liquidity map that we print out is a betting guide. Let me make it really big here. All those little notes at the top are the size of the positions I take. Do I sit out? Do I bet big? Whatever. That's all there. And market avoidance. So if something's not adding up, it's okay to sit out. That's the part that most people don't have. And that's when you're like, I'm struggling to trade well or whatever, is your market avoidance strategy sucks. Markets are moving and you feel like you're missing out. You gotta touch it to get some money. If you just wait. I'm so good at waiting. I've done this so long. I love waiting. I'm going to hit my target. I'm going to wait. I'm going to get my trade. So when Trump was in charge, it was a life-changing experience for trading. I learned how to be patient. I think this is probably where it came from. My patience went through the roof because I would wait. There were times when Trump would say, yep, we're going to a trade war with China. Market would dip. And then an hour later, we worked it out. Market goes up. You know what, though? I didn't like the terms. Market goes down. He was so vocal on Twitter that you could almost guarantee dips would come. Markets just didn't inch up and stay up. Biden kind of spoiled us because Biden was such a benign president. Benign meaning like not malignant, like literally mild, like mild sauce at Taco Bell, no spice. Did absolutely nothing to create volatility. We enjoyed post-COVID non-volatile rally. Thank you, Joe Biden, for being so inactive as a president. Trump is the opposite. Trump would teach me that chasing along for the extra 10 points would punish me 50 before then I get the 10. Trump created volatility, and I learned to wait. You get the pivot you want. You're in and out faster with Trump. Oh, yeah, 100%. Biden was kind of just there. Like, I don't even think he really was the president. I think he was just the guy on the camera, you know, like I'm sure the party was doing most of the work. But either case, like his cabinet, his social presence wasn't like Trump's was. It wasn't in your face. I'm doing this. Get ready for it. It wasn't hostile. It wasn't confrontational. Trump is very confrontational, which the market eats that up, which is good. I like it because a lot of times when you're just waiting, you get a magic dip out of nowhere that hits your target, and then you're good. You know what I mean? The Trump rally hurt a lot. Trump hurt a lot. I love him to death, but his trading during Trump hurt a lot. And here comes that downside. If my intuition was right, like I said, I'd like for you guys to try to take the classes. Market avoidance is the biggest part of a profitable trading strategy. When not to trade. If you're missing that, oh boy, are you in for a treat? We give you like literally equations and stuff. We give you indicators that are like, this one says sit out. Again, oops. Hold on. Let me give you guys the link. This is half price for the platform. Comes with the classes, $100. You guys can come to all 20 of the classes. If you just want to do the classes, it's $20. Market avoidance is the way to win, baby. It is. That is the trick. How did I win that trading contest at ETF? I got first place in a trading contest. It was a month long. I started 9 days late because I heard about it late. And people were like, it'd be so funny if you started 9 days late. People had like 200% already in their accounts, and I started late. And I ended up winning with 400 something percent. And I didn't even trade every day. I waited most days. Just wait. There's beauty in that. A lot of beauty in that. I just waited. How did I get first place in a global trading competition? I was in the Robbins Cup. I was competing in that as well. I peaked in the top 5. I didn't make it in the top 5 at the end, but I peaked at the top 5. And of course, in my ETF contest, I got first place. Starting late. 80% win rate. How did I do it? I waited. That's really it. I wait for what I want. Trump definitely told me to wait. Tav says, I understand that one I already know is free. Since I have built your empire and lots of extra cash, I'll have to stick with your model. Tav's been around a little bit. Tav's a fan. He likes our stuff. I don't know. I thought I saw you in that free class the other day. You got to take the classes, man. The market avoidance strategy we teach is the best in retail. Like genuine rules to sit out is like what most traders lack. Like this rule's telling me to sit out. Today, resilience told me to not take the long. And as much as it is, you know, the market is not picking up momentum from here. It's just slowly inching forward. Am I missing out on something? Maybe. But maybe not, right? I mean, guys, listen. I could be wrong. But how do you know? It always seems like people say call it Matt Spidey sense, right? But I mean, there's real tools I'm using to do this. I'm watching the number of stocks crossing their half gap. You guys took the class yesterday. The redistribution zone as the number of stocks that are less than half gap. It means more stocks are pushing this way. So more market caps pushing. The net sum of the S&P is still positive. So the S&P still wants to support. It's not likely going to sell off. There's enough weight on it to keep it going. Just keep that in mind. Intuition and that feel of the market and that experience of like, yeah, Trump creates volatility. Let me sit out and wait for the dip. It's just you can't like learn that. You just have to experience it. You know, I've been full-time trading since 2015. I've been trading since 2010. I've learned going through different environments. 4 years of trading Biden, I've learned to just plant my money long and sit on it. And Biden never would do anything to make the market shift around. Trump, it's like when the market inches forward, you're like, ugh. You know, especially on inauguration week, he's making the most sweeping changes now. It's not going to be like this every day, but he's changing, you know, like 50 things like right out the door. Yeah, you could, but you can do the recordings though. The classes, you can watch the recordings later. Yeah, no overtrade, no aggressiveness, nothing. This might be the dip to buy though. Everything's good. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the market sells off from here. I don't think the market sells off from here at all. There's no evidence of it. Longs have been waiting for a dip to buy. This could be the dip to buy. Just is not a good entry for me still. There's still 211 stocks crossing the half gap boundary. So the trick on how you set this up in the scanner, if you guys want to watch, this is just the general number of stocks. Like I said, this is probably a dip that people are going to jump in on. But what I do is I go here. You can do it a couple ways. Let me turn the half this way off. Okay. So you can search for, we can do like what I do is I go to liquidity map current. And what this does, it just filters it on just, I just crashed my platform. Hold on one second. What the heck? Oh, I just froze my, my browser just froze. Hold on. Give me a second, you guys. Come right back. Hold on. Dude, look, there's that little dip right there. So the trick to do is you go here and you click add. If you click on liquidity map current, liquidity map's going to filter by just the S&P stocks at this point in time. It's a little hack. And you click that pencil and you turn them all on. So these are like all your S&P stocks for the most part. They have liquidity maps. Now, again, not every stock is going to have a liquidity map, but you'll get pretty much all of them that do, because not all of them have options, right? So this is roughly like 400 and something tickers that have monthly options to qualify for a liquidity map. Then I'm going to go to add, and I'm going to do less than half gap, and I'm going to click that right there and turn it on. These two things together will give me a ticker list of all the stocks in the S&P that have liquidity maps that are less than half gap. So 206 of the 400 are lower. And I just watch this in general just to see if more and more tickers are pulling back and fading their gap or not. Nice little way to watch it. Like a ticker count. And while there was like a little bit of selling pressure, you can see that the market is just tracking the stocks. There is no real selling momentum today. That's probably was a dip for people to buy who are looking on the long side. But again, still not a good enough dip for me. I'm not feeling it. But kind of give a level head here on what the day's doing. VIX is jumping, yeah, a little bit. A little bit there. One of the reasons I don't chase longs is I don't trade in low percent zones. So like when market is inching higher in a 4% zone, I don't touch it. We're in a 10% and a 4%. So it's kind of like, I don't like to I usually don't trade in the low percentile zones. 4% this way, 10% this way. I wait. Get something better. A little bit of volatility picking up as well. But yeah, I don't feel like this is going to sell off today. But I'd like to see some Trump-induced volatility to create some movement. Other than that, the S&P is likely to inch forward just a little bit. So I have majority of the stocks still pushing right now. Again, you got a little bit of recovery there, which is good. How's my spidey sense doing? Yeah. Take the class, guys. Like, intuition comes with practice. It doesn't come with something you learn. But you have to kind of be cautious. I don't trade in 4% zones. I don't trade in 10% zones that often. I wait. Let's see if it turns around. Let's just see. Let's see. Let's see. Ever since y'all been hanging out with me since 15 minutes after market opened, and the S&P is only up roughly 6 points as of now. The patience of a monk. Just wait, baby. It's hot in here now. It's like 20 degrees outside, but it's hot in here, man. That computer like cooks today. I would like to see, like I said, this is, again, probably a dip to buy. I don't think it's going to sell off. Resilience is nice and hardy and strong. There's no evidence of the market selling off today. Bulls can't wait to get in. Now, again, I don't have an entry here, so I don't take it. Anybody see this red candle and go, oh my God, I should short this, right? That's the feeling I don't have. You see that red candle and I say that's probably a dip people are going to buy. Greater market's bullish, but even if it falls, it's okay. I'd love to see it fall. I couldn't be happier than to watch this thing fall. I'll get a good entry. S&P pressing down to hourly lows. Trying to move. VIX is picking up a little bit. Volatility is moving higher, about 16.8 on VIX futures. VIX is breaking session highs. We're trying to break session highs. Again, if you're to put a gun to my head, I would say that it's going right to there by the end of the day. So evidence is all good, all clean, nice and bullish, no fade. But there's no good entry, and I can't take a trade if there's no good entry. Even if I think it's going up, the art form, and I'm teaching you guys this right now, the skill set of a trader and the art form of trading well is not getting in on the direction. It's getting in on the volume. If I think it's going to go up, I shouldn't say I need to get in because I think it's going up. I'm going to get in because I think we're going to pivot. I think there's volume here and there's an opportunity. I want to get a high volume pivot that I can prove will bounce the market. It's not a because it's going up, I need to long this, or because it's going down, I need to short this. The classes are recorded, Whelan. You can watch them at any point in time. Any point in time. They're recorded and posted in the Discord. K-Spec is like just leading to streams helps your trading. Oh, well, nice. I hope like we come here, we're gonna like meditate together and learn to be patient. Just gotta be patient. Like I said, I feel that the market's gonna probably move higher from here. I don't think we're selling off, but again, I don't have a good entry. I don't have one. So I can't force a trade because I think the direction is something happening. Again, that's where most traders really suck at this. To them, it's like, oh, it's going up. I'm going to chase the long. Because that's how you watch people trade. You watch people just throw money trading technical analysis, and they chase along. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose big. For me, it's like I'm going to let it dip in this bull market to a really strong pivot, and I'm going to get my long there. Right now, we're in no man's land. 4% of days close above this green line. 10% of days close above this orange line. This is a small, low probability environment that it sustains this. I still don't fade a bull market. That's rule number 2. I would rather miss out in a low probability environment than to chase along and be chopped up. If it does realize the higher percents, I'm upside down pretty big on that bag. So that teaches me to sit out. Like I said, if the market fades, the next 5 classes are going to cover our market avoidance rules. They're like the strongest ones, period, in retail. Like how to sit out, perfectly sit out. I mean, we're going to cover catalysts, DD bands. The DD bands class is 2 classes from now. The 4% that you see on my screen. If the market does sell, it'll take a couple hours to realize any selling. It's not going to crash from here. It's still strong, still very strong. I'd like to wait to see if Trump shakes things up a little bit. Well, wait, what would the title be? Okay, Spec, you'll love the classes. In 12 weeks, K-Spec, they won't be for sale. That's the problem. You need to, like the $20 thing is not a permanent thing. It's lasting for about a month. So just make sure you know that. You can watch the videos in your spare time, but in 12 weeks, you're going to have to pay $200 for the classes. Zen is in the markets, I know. Yeah, the $20 thing is a very, very, very limited time thing. If you're like on the fence to pay $20, close down the stream and stop fucking trading. You're an idiot. Not you, not K-Spec, but anybody. I don't know. I'm on the fence. It's $20. If that's a big economic decision for you, you don't need to be trading at all. To anybody out there that's thinking. It's weird that people spend thousands of dollars to blow up eval accounts, but they won't spend $20 on their education. If you get in, I'll let you keep the price for good. Don't worry about that. A lot of people are like, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't know if I want to do it. I feel like the most important thing to do is invest in any education. Whether it's ours or anyone's. You need to learn. People need to invest. You learn something by trading in the markets. Sure. I mean, there's always, value in like losing money to the market. It's a humbling experience. But the wisdom of a good coach is also good, especially when there's a decent price. Yeah. 4 a.m. your time. Yeah. That's probably like people that don't learn become stagnant. That's it. Like I said, I don't think the market's crashing. I think that was a dip to buy. People are jumping in on this, not betting the short. See, I'm just waiting. It's just not a good environment to trade in. I think that was the test of a low. I think we're probably going to hit back up there. So. So there's no momentum to this on the downside at all. We'll see. We'll see what the European close does. Boy, that volatility's pumping. That's pretty crazy. VVIX above 100 again as well. S&P, baby. What's going to happen? What do y'all think? At least if you can't take the classes, just lock it in. And that way you'll have the ability to do it. Because, like, you know, if you wait 2 months and it's $200 a month, imagine $20. That's like in 10 months, you're not going to pay $200. That's kind of the hint I'm dropping. It's the only way to do it. Because we did it at Black Friday and everyone was like so mad that they missed out. Because of Black Friday, everybody took it and everybody on stream was like, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. And then like a couple of people were like, can I do it? Can I do it? And then like 50 people are like, yeah, can we do it? Can we do it? And I'm like, all right, one more time, I'll do it. And we open it up. Normally it's just part of like the platform sub. If you're a member of the platform, the classes are free. So, you know, people were like, I'm not ready to buy the platform. I want to just kind of take the classes. We're like, okay, it's $1 a class, you know, put something down. And then that's where that came from for Black Friday. But normally we don't sell our courses. It's just a perk of being like a member of the platform. There is no sustainable volatility today. I don't feel like it's going to sell off. Stocks are healthier right now than they have been all morning. So the stocks are in a good place. Yeah. David said you'll pay the $99. Yeah. So the 99 is a trial the first month. So the way that one works is our normal sub for platform and courses, Discord, training is all $200 a month. And it comes with the platform that you see on the screen as well. That's really what it is. It's $200. The deal with that is $99 for the first month to try it out. And then the auto upgrade on month 2 is $159, which gives you a $40 discount forever to lock it in. That's the best price it will ever be on monthly, $159. So everybody in our group is like completely like excited about that because they've been paying $200 a month. They're all rushing in for the discount. So $100 just for the first month. It's really worth just checking it out. And then if you want to upgrade it, it's $159. But the $100 deal is pretty good because it's 50% off. So, and you're supporting the platform. So we have a team of engineers that work with us. They're building the platform, our customer support, customer service. You know, like, you know, the whole team, the platform, even, you know, being part of this organization, you're supporting further development of the platform. So we're building more stuff as time goes by, creating more tools, creating more things. This market has no fear of upside right now. That little volatility shakeout's probably the last dip we're going to see today. Sustaining at this rate. I don't see downside. Not anymore. Put my bass in that voice there. You want to hear some bass? Hold on. I'm still sick with the flu. Ready? How does that sound, baby? Sound pretty good? Hey, all you cool cats and hot ladies out there. I'm going to smooth you over with some jazz music. Is my platform usable with Tasty Trade or Thinkorswim? So I don't understand the question. They're a platform, we're a platform. I don't understand how two platforms are usable. Like, it doesn't plug into someone else's platform that you're asking. Like on my screen, Tradeovate to the right, Rocket Scooter to the left. Like I have them side by side on the stream. So you can use any other trading platform to trade with. You can use ours to trade with your CQG connection to a futures broker. To answer your question, it doesn't plug in to Tasty or Thinkorswim. Like those platforms don't allow other platforms to interact with them. A platform is like for the most part, like a closed box. Thinkorswim, you can't inject data or a connection into Thinkorswim from our data. Like you can't take our data and put it into their platform. But because of them, they don't allow that. They don't have the mechanism to do that. The classes repeat every 20 days in a cycle. We start all the way over at the end. We start at the beginning. Barry White in the house. Hey, baby. Make your subwoofer vibrate on your desk. That's hilarious. The market's up and down 7-8. S&P's up and down 7 or 8 points as the market opened. I'm not invested into this, up, move, down. No, I'm not really caring about it. I could see kind of like, a lot of times I'm watching, I watch Twitter and I'm seeing people like posting gains, not posting gains. Sometimes you could just tell that the market's going to be a certain way and it's not going to be a fun market to trade. That little last dip we saw, that candle, I was like, that's probably a dip to buy. People are going to buy it up, and they are. Resilience is great. Market's great. There's zero signs or evidence right now that the market's going to pull back. Everything's pointing up. So, it's like, do I still want to trade it? Am I missing out? Should I get in all along? These are questions you always have to ask yourself. And for me, I need a good pivot, a good strong pivot to trade on. I don't have any. So we just chill. She's not getting the email confirmation. Yeah, I am going to. Let me take a picture of this. Send a message to Slacks, and I'll do it. So options. Did you check your spam filter or anything? To make sure that the email, like that's the one thing we just implemented that, and people have been reporting that they're not getting the confirmation email. Some people are, some people aren't, and I don't know what it is. Can you give me a little more information? Like, what is your is the email address like a Gmail or a Yahoo? Is there like click that button that says resend confirmation email and let me know if it resends. Can you do that for me? Gmail Addy. Okay, thank you. Click the button right now and see if it resends it, just so I can. Tiny little breakout coming. Yeah, 6134 is the target. Market ain't go anywhere. It's not much. 10 points. This is not the big it's not the big upstay that I'm looking for. I'm still waiting. Still waiting. Google just bought a huge building in Chicago. Nice. Oh yeah, dude, the market's extremely bullish. I mean, there's nothing bearish about it. I just need a good bull entry to take. So I'm waiting for dips to buy. That's all I wait for. Hey, options, can you DM me the email real quick? The email that you're signing up with. Just message me with it. Oh, okay. Add me as a friend so that I can DM in Discord. Yeah, $20 recurring monthly fee. Hold on. Why can't you DM? That's so weird that you can't send me a DM. All right, let me get you a... Hold on, bud. Got it. I got you. Okay, I added you. All right. Gotcha. It's not even going to spam? That's the part of the day. 61.34 is that target. And take it. I don't want to trade it. Nothing for me. Oh, okay, hold on. What do y'all think market's gonna do today? Do we keep flying higher? Yeah, I'm gonna take it easy too. I'm probably not gonna stick around for much longer. I think that 61.34 was my upper target today. I just didn't get it. Market's, it's 20 points higher off the open. There really wasn't good, strong entry point for me to get in on, place for me to trade from. So just sometimes just gotta let it be, like the Beatles said. Yeah. Entry here, well, today's long setup is brought to you by Monthly Hedge Pressure. That is a good long setup to take. I just don't, I didn't take it because Res was negative, and I talked my way out of it. Then once we got here, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to do anything. So. Yeah, you can take the class at a later date. That's the best part. Brought to you by the letter M in the color purple. That's it. Yeah, no fading this, no shorting this, no trying to do much. No wait on this. The market do its thing. And sometimes there's an update and miss. An update and miss is okay. I don't get a good pivot to trade off of. I don't take it. I hate days that move outside these bands start of the day and don't get a strong pivot to trade off of. All my confluence was not super hot at the start of the day. That's the target. 61.34. That's it. Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, that's probably the dip to buy, and then we ran up to there. So kind of said it like earlier in the day, there's no evidence that anything's going to sell off. Right about here, we kind of lost all that evidence, right, when I said that. And so just waiting, and then we got a little bit of a scare right here. But you can see res never dropped below zero for long, so the market didn't really respond too negatively to that. And it's okay. Like I say, sometimes it's okay to miss out on a little bit of an up move. Not every day is a good setup day to take, but I wait for my setups to keep the win rate high. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to call it a day. Good walking right there to the finish line. I didn't take the trade, but maybe, hopefully, some people out there trading all right. Maybe y'all took a trade. Maybe y'all made some dough. Not once did my brain say push, my mouth say push that short button. We don't play that. And take it easy. Yep. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the snow. Have some fun. Would I short along a DD? Nope, no trade. This is sit out for me. This is not a trading day for me from here. It's out of bounds. It's in a 4% zone. I don't short off a DE band if the DD ratio is greater than half. So today the market's just going to inch up and have kind of a hard time guessing how high it's going to go or if it'll pull back. What I'm waiting for is if there's a pullback, I got a good dip to buy. I don't inch long in the market in this environment. I wait. Today we'll see you all at 3:30 for our class. Happy Wednesday, guys.